On 100. On 100. Think, feel, and believe. 100. Yeah. Think, feel, and believe. 100. 100. On 100. 100. Think, feel, and believe. 100. And this is Solex. You can find me. Yep. It's Lex on me. You can find me, Lex on me. Yep. Yeah, you can. I mean, but nah, you've been watching these videos. You know exactly where to find me, don't you? You can find some other things there, too. And thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for liking, and you're wonderful, dear. You're wonderful. Oh, yeah, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. Think, feel, and believe. What you think, you can become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you can create. And there's some pretty profound words. I mean, I know they're sounding very simple, but the truth and the power of those words is very, very, very real. Real. What you can imagine, what you're imagining, what you are imaging. Imagine. What you're imaging in your head, imagining, you're imaging. You're kind of putting pictures in your head of what you want, or what you think, or what you might believe will happen. Whatever you're imagining, you can create. You can create it. Yeah, you can. And I say that with the biggest caveat that there is, and that's patience and allowing the process and allowing things to happen. You know, what you imagine, you create. Okay, so if you're negatively imagining things and you're constantly feeling about that kind of stuff, eventually, you know, what comes to my mind is that, you know, it seems like always all criminals eventually get caught. And I'll bet you one thing is that the fear of getting caught, the feelings of getting caught, the thoughts, watching themselves in their minds get caught, eventually they get caught, don't they? Right? How many of them are thinking that I never get caught? I always get away with this, which, you know, I better shut up. But the particular aspects of that are in play too, because this is an effect for everything. Yeah, everything. I mean, towards what you're imagining, what you're imaging, what the pictures are in your head, you know, about whatever it is, you know, because I'll bet that people, when people say I'm always getting sick, that they envision themselves being sick and getting sick. Not only that, they're putting feelings behind that too. So whatever it is that they're imagining or imaging about themselves, you're creating it. You're creating it, and it might not. You can't just. It's not like everybody wants to win the lottery, right? Everybody wants to pay their however many dollars and then win, poof, and wang, and I'm rich one day. It doesn't work that way for anything except for the one guy that, you know, gets the winning ticket, and then you got all the other millions and millions and millions and millions of other people that didn't, right? Okay, so you saying something one day and thinking it's going to happen the next, or thinking it's going to happen, you know, immediately. You got to have that process a pretty down pat if you want to do something like that. You got to have a pretty down pat if you want to do something like that. I mean, knowing that the power of your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and putting them to work. But you'll kind of start out like as a kindergarten and go to college. You know, you got to work your way up through all that kind of stuff too, and the faith, and the belief about it, and the patience, and all those things, and working on those, all that kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. It's worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah, because the direction that you can take yourself, and put yourself towards is it's phenomenal. It's unlimited. You know, I saw this girl I went to school with all these years, and she's starting to paint and do these kind of pictures and stuff like that. And can I say something funny that can I say something funny that some of these pictures look like some like third grader did them, but she's getting better. Okay. So that's cool. But anyways, it's like I want to reach out to her and say, you know what, you could do is you could say, I am a renowned artist. People buy my artwork all the time. People love my artwork. I'm always selling my artwork. I am able to support myself by selling my artwork. And for her to start speaking those things and believing those things and feeling those things, and you know what? All that stuff's going to manifest. Really. It really will. But then she'd have to be patient for that time to allow that process to happen, because synergistically, all those things have to connect. The good feelings about it, the continual repeating of it. She sells a piece of artwork and then she repeats, I always sell my artwork. People always want to buy my artwork while she's getting paid for the piece that she just sold, you know? I mean, there's so much power in there, and that could happen for her. It really could. But you know, you try to reach out to people before, and they're like, okay, and then so this is, you know, if listen to these videos. Really, somebody wants to try to transform themselves and do something. Listen to every single one of them, from 1 and to 100. Listen to all these videos, because this is such powerful stuff for people. I mean, I've seen other people out there talk about manifesting and everything, and it's like, yes, and I put this picture of this house on the wall, and I remodeled it for 2 years, and then I'm living in this house, and I own 100 different businesses, and you know, and it's like, that doesn't relate to the average Jew that's out there. I mean, that doesn't put it through. You're going to go down on the bare bone minimum of everything where everybody's really at, right? Because it's just this grandiose thing that people are watching, and it's really not effective, and it's really not necessarily changing a lot of people's lives either, which doesn't matter. Everything has its place, and there's no judgment out there as far as that's concerned. But the important things are that you think what you become. When you're constantly thinking about what it is, whatever it is with you, whether you're sick, whether you're talented, whatever you're good in school, whatever it is that you're thinking about yourself, and you're reaffirming to yourself, and you're constantly thinking it, and you're bringing it forth, and you're thinking it. Not even with health challenges or bad things that happen in your life that cause certain behaviors, and then you keep thinking about how you're this or that or whatever, but it's like you just keep the process going and confirming. You keep the process and going and confirming everything with everything that you're doing in your life, with the thoughts that you're having. And you're becoming that because you keep thinking about that. And boy, don't you know, I've been thinking about a couple things or two myself. Yep. I sure have, you know. And what you feel, you're attracting. That's all a part of it. What you're feeling is what you're attracting. And boy, I tell you, you know, I think probably the best, you know, starting point for people to make is just really, I've talked about some of these things before, and really, it's just starting to pay attention to what you're thinking, feeling, and believing about everything in your life, about what it's doing. And maybe you didn't have too many problems in your life or any challenges or anything, but if you get the concept of getting a hold of some of those little particular areas in your life of maybe something that's going on that, you know, I mean, you could literally say, I always seem to get tired in the afternoons and I always have to take a nap. Guess what? Or if you spoke, but I always have energy. The only time I ever need sleep is at night. I mean, I don't know what it is. I never need to nap during the day. You could change even the simplest things like that. And once you start to see the results then you can start to get the concept of how you can start to really direct your life and change it and put it in a way you want to go. Put it in a way you want to go. You know, I read a little bit of an article the other day, and it was about this. It was a 106-year-old doctor is not slowing down. A 106-year-old doctor is not slowing down, and I mean, stop and think about this for a moment. Ponder this, my friend. Ponder this. What is it that you think that he's thinking, feeling, and believing about himself every day that's giving him the ability to be 106 years old and continue down that path? It's not magical. It's not magical at all. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's nothing magical about it. It's about everything about how he's thinking, feeling, and believing about himself, and he continues to drive down the road that he is in his life, and moving forward in faith with what he's thinking, feeling, and believing about himself, and he just keeps going. That's what's driving him. That's what's giving him the success. That's what's keeping him going without slowing down. It's everything about how he thinks, feels, and believes about himself, where, again, people really good about thinking negative, aren't they? I mean, I think some people out there's professionals about it, They professionals about thinking, feeling, and believing negative. Well, by golly, they are. I tell you what. People have gotten so good at being negative about themselves and negative about things that it's created a lot of unhappiness and health problems and everything else in people's lives too. So, well. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine in your head, what you imagine is what's going to transform and take place in your life. Okay.